Do you ever wonder why so many cruisers lose money before they even board the ship? You'd think scams only happen in sketchy ports or back alley souvenir shops, but these days they're baked in everything from Facebook groups to the cruise line phone number you Googled last night. I'm talking about real cruisers falling for real scams that look completely legit until it's too late. And just because you've stepped on the ship doesn't mean you're in the clear. These scams follow you from the moment you book to the moment you're back home. And if you don't know what to watch for, you could be next. So if you've ever said, "I will never fall for that," well, just wait. Let's see if you're still saying that 10 minutes from now. Hey y'all, I'm Evan with Family at Sea, where we help make every cruise unforgettable. Today's video is about something a little more serious, but a lot more important. We've all heard cruise scams are out there, but most people assume they're too smart, too experienced, or too cautious to fall for one. But the truth? Scammers are getting better. They know how to sound official, look legitimate, and catch you off guard, whether it's online, at the port, or even mid-cruise. So in this video, we're going to break down the most common cruise scams catching people off guard, how these scams actually work and why even smart travelers fall for them, and how to spot and avoid them without ruining your vacation or walking around like a paranoid tourist. If you want to cruise smarter and stay one step ahead without losing the fun, you're in the right place. If you're ready, I am. Let's go. It starts with a phone call just a few days before your cruise. The number looks legit, maybe even shows up as the cruise line's name on the caller ID. The voice on the other end, polite, professional, and just urgent enough to make you panic. They say there's an issue with your booking, something about a missing embarkation fee or port clearance, usually around $150 to $300. And if you don't pay right now, your cruise will be canceled. They'll ask for your booking number, name, even the last 4 digits of your card just to verify your identity. And by the time you hang up, they've already charged you for something completely fraudulent without you even realizing it. Evan, I got a call like this last week before our last cruise. It sounded so real, I actually paused and had to double check the number. That's the point. These scammers are getting really good at sounding official. But here's the rule. Cruise lines don't call you out of the blue demanding payment over the phone. If you ever get a call like this, hang up and call the number listed on the cruise line's official website. Don't let a scammer be the last voice you hear before embarkation. Let's say you're trying to call your cruise line to ask a quick question, maybe about your drink package or shore excursions. You Google the number, click the first result, and someone picks up sounding like they work for guest services. They've got the lingo, they've got the tone. They even greet you by name if you gave it during the call. But what you don't realize is you called a scammer running a fake website that bought a sponsored ad slot above the real number. And they're about to sell you a bogus upgrade, a fake fee, or a non-refundable package that doesn't exist.
You clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in.
Use this moment as a sarcastic nod to scammers pretending they're in control. The viewer knows they're not the ones with the power here. To avoid this, never call a number from an ad or a random third-party site. Always go directly to the cruise line's official website or the number listed on your booking confirmation. And if something ever feels off during the call, hang up and start over. Okay, a quick detour here before we get to our next scam. If you're even thinking about booking a cruise, you've got to check out my friends at Cruises It. They've got access to better rates, extra perks, and discounts that most people don't even know exist. It's like they know a guy who knows a guy who once saved $300 just by booking on a Tuesday. Total legend, that Tony. Here's the best part. After you book, they actually monitor your fare. And if the price drops before final payment, they lock in the lower rate. No forms, no phone calls, no effort. You just save money. And yes, you can talk to a real human. Click the link in the description below if you like to book things on your own, or call the number on the screen and someone from their team will help you out. Just tell them that Evan from Family at Sea sent you. And hey, if you're into cruise tips, honest reviews, or just want to make smarter decisions about your next trip, hit that like button, subscribe. I've got a lot more to share that'll help you cruise better, not just more often. So you've managed to avoid the fake phone numbers. Great start. But the scammers aren't just waiting for you to call, they're showing up right in your feed. You're in a cruise Facebook group and someone posts a deal that's way cheaper than what you've seen elsewhere. Same ship, same dates, and even the same perks. Maybe they call themselves a travel advisor or say they're part of a group booking with exclusive rates. It all looks official until it isn't. These scammers often use real cruise line logos, fake booking confirmations, and stolen testimonials to get your trust. But once you send the deposit, they disappear, and that dream deal never existed. Evan, I saw a deal like this in a Facebook group last month. Looked totally real, but something felt off, so I backed out. That's the smart move. Never book through someone who won't give you verifiable credentials, who pushes for cash apps, or who dodges basic questions about their agency. If the price is wild, the payment method is sketchy, and the urgency is dialed up to 11, it's not a deal, it's bait. Up to this point, the scams have been about payments and logistics, but this next one, it goes straight for your emotions. It starts with a message in a cruise Facebook group or roll call. They're friendly, maybe a little too flirty. They say they're excited to meet people before the trip, or maybe they're sailing solo and looking for company. You start chatting. They ask about your travel plans. They compliment your profile picture, and before you know it, you've got a digital cruise buddy. But this connection isn't real, it's bait. By the time they start hinting at needing a favor or sharing a sudden emergency, the hook is already set.
Never put your trust in a con man.
Romance scams work because they don't feel like scams until they do. If someone you met online starts asking for money, gift cards, or even to book things on their behalf, shut it down immediately. And don't feel guilty for being cautious. The people pulling these tricks are counting on your kindness. Don't let them cash in on it. Now let's head off the ship because some of the oldest scams still hit the hardest. You're stepping into port and someone offers you a free taxi ride. Maybe it's a driver saying he works with the cruise line. Maybe it's someone holding a sign that looks official. Either way, they say it's complimentary, no catch. Until there is. Instead of taking you where you ask, they detour to a jewelry store, a timeshare presentation, or a better beach. They get paid for bringing you there, and if you don't buy anything, suddenly that free ride isn't so free. Evan, this happened to us in Nassau. The guy insisted the ride was free until he locked the doors and demanded a gratuity. Exactly. If someone's chasing you down with a free offer, there's always a catch, and it's usually something they don't mention until it's too late. So here's the bottom line. No legitimate driver is chasing you down to give you something for free. If you don't agree on the destination and the cost up front, don't get in the car. This next one shows up in ports all over the world, and it's deceptively charming at first. You're walking through a market or plaza and someone offers to take a picture with you. Maybe it's a woman in a traditional dress holding fruit. Maybe it's someone with a baby goat, a monkey, or even just a smile. You figure, hey, why not? It's cute, it's quick, and it's harmless. Until they won't let go of you, or the camera, or the $20 tip they suddenly expect. If you hesitate or try to walk away, they might get loud or block your path, hoping to pressure you into paying just to avoid a scene.
Right, but that's what I don't understand. What just happened?
Exactly. 1 second, you're smiling for the camera. The next, you're in an awkward showdown over a tip you never agreed to. The rule here, never accept a photo with someone you didn't approach first. If it's offered with too much enthusiasm, it's probably a setup. Keep walking and save your money and your dignity. This next one looks innocent, but happens fast. You're walking through a popular port area when someone approaches you with a friendly smile. Before you can even react, they're tying a bracelet onto your wrist. Maybe they say it's handmade. Maybe they call it a friendship gift. Either way, it's already knotted and secure before you've had time to say no. Then comes the demand for money. Try to take it off or hand it back, they act offended, loudly. Maybe they yell you stole it from them. Maybe they block your path or draw attention from people nearby, just enough to make you feel like the bad guy in public. Evan, we saw this exact thing in Cozumel. The woman literally chased someone who didn't pay, screaming down the sidewalk. That's the thing. These scams are designed to catch you off guard and make you feel guilty or pressured, but you didn't ask for it. You don't owe them anything. If someone walks up trying to give you something for free, keep your hands close and your pace steady. This isn't about souvenirs, it's about control. For this next one, you're finally off the ship and ready to explore something on your own. You've mapped it out, you're excited, but then someone stops you with a concerned look. They tell you the place you're headed is closed, maybe for renovations, maybe it's locals only today. Whatever the reason, it's just not available. But don't worry, they know an even better place. A different beach, a less crowded market, something authentic. And if you follow them, you might get dropped off in an isolated area, pressured into a tour you didn't ask for, or walked into a store where you're cornered and hassled until you buy something just to escape the tension.
You fell for that too!
Yeah, that one stings a little, but when you're in a new place trying to be polite, it's easier to get steered off track than you'd think. The bottom line is this: if someone tries to redirect you from something you planned, there's usually a reason, and it's not to help you. Don't trade your plans for their pitch. Alright, let's talk about the word free, because this next scam takes that word and wraps it in cucumber slices and manipulation. You're walking through a port or a shopping area and someone from a spa or beauty shop offers you a free facial treatment. Just a few minutes, no strings attached, and sure, you're on vacation, you've got time, why not? But once you sit down, it's not 5 minutes, it's 30, and then comes the pressure. Suddenly, you're being pitched an entire line of skincare products. They're using phrases like, "This package normally costs $800, but we'll give it to you today at a huge discount if you buy now." And even if you try to say no, they don't make it easy to leave.
That's how they get you.
Exactly. It starts as something small and harmless and snowballs into a full-blown sales ambush before you even realize what's happening. And this isn't just a pushy pitch. One couple reported being scammed out of over $30,000 after agreeing to a free treatment. Charges were hidden, the pressure was intense. By the time they realized what happened, it was too late. If you didn't book it, you don't owe them your time, and you definitely don't owe them a sale. The best glow-up is not getting scammed in the first place. This one's a close cousin to the free taxi scam from earlier in the video, but instead of them pretending the ride is free, they just leave out the most important detail. You hop in a cab after a long day in port, maybe it's hot, maybe someone outside the taxi line waves you over and says they'll get you there faster. The car looks fine, they seem nice, and you just want to get moving. But there's no meter, no posted fare, and no conversation about price. By the time you're dropped off, it's $60 for a 5-minute ride. No receipt, no proof, no chance to push back without making a scene. Evan, this happened to us in Mexico. We got pulled out of the taxi line by a guy who said he'd give us a faster ride, and it cost us $85 to go 4 miles. Yep, that's exactly how it happens. They catch you in a moment where you're tired, off guard, and just trying to get back on the ship. Most ports have taxi stands with posted rates. Take a photo of the pricing before you leave the port so you know how much it should cost. If the driver won't give you a clear price or dodges the question, that's your cue to walk away. For this last one, we're heading to the Mediterranean, where the food is amazing, but the scams can sneak onto your plate. You sit down at a restaurant near the port, the view is great, the menu looks fine, but before you even order, the server starts bringing you things to the table. Bread, olives, maybe a few small seafood plates. You assume it's complimentary or part of the service, but then the check comes. And suddenly, those few bites you didn't ask for not only aren't free, they're absurdly expensive. And if you question it, they'll say, "Oh, that's just how it works here." Evan, this exact thing happened to us in Mykonos. We didn't even realize we were being charged for the bread until we got the bill. By then, we just wanted to leave. Exactly. They're not offering you a gift. They're slipping high-priced items onto your bill and counting on you either not noticing or not wanting to make a scene. If they bring you anything you didn't order, just politely wave it off. If they insist, ask clearly if there's a charge. And if it feels shady or vague, eat somewhere else. There are plenty of restaurants that don't play games with your check. Now, the bad news is most cruisers walk straight into these scams without ever realizing it. They trust the wrong driver, call the wrong number, let their guard down for just a second, and suddenly the trip costs a whole lot more than it should have. But that's not you, not anymore. Now you know what to watch for, what to walk away from, and how to take back control of your vacation before someone else does. And if you want to take that even further, in this next video, I'm breaking down how we plan every port day to avoid the chaos, skip the overpriced group tours, and find the excursions that are actually worth your time, money, and energy. It's the exact system I use to turn stressful port calls into the best memories of the entire cruise. So click it now, and I'll show you how to explore smarter, spend less, and never get caught off guard again. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, may your seas be smooth and your horizons wide. Bon voyage!